Gonna die soon, you a fool. Fucking with the demons in my crew. But you will know real soon. But you will learn real soon. Gonna die soon, you a fool. Fucking with the demons in my crew. But you gon' learn real soon. Don't shoot, please, don't shoot. Told you one time, I'ma tell you again. I'm a ghost, can't kill me cause I'm already dead. Like a zombie process, I'll be stuck in your head. Infatuated by the sound, now let's get this dread. I'll be posted up in the fucking graveyard. Don't come around here, might pull your card. I'll be with the demons, no I fucking told you. With the trappers and hackers and everybody down to shoot. Swimming through your mind like the directory traversal. Simply undeniable, my flow so universal. Many see conversation, but I don't hear them though. I do not owe you shit, I do what I say so. You do what you can, bitch, wear your fucking mans. Please get away from me, yes I always have plans. Who do you think you are, do you even really know? Don't matter cause I'm occupied with getting this dough. I never show just what I hold. Never fucking fold cause my heart ice cold. Currently moving real fast so I sniff some fucking dope. Gotta close all these chats cause I gotta fucking go.
Open up the door and channel this darkness. No I don't fear you, you are fucking harmless.
High off the dope source from the dark markets. If you got a database then you a fucking target. I just up the pistol on my own blood kin. Knocking at my door but you cannot come in. All the love is gone now, all I have left is sin. Nice guys finish last so that's why I always win. Yes there is kindness in my heart, but it slowly fades off as I fall into the dark. Leave me alone, I don't wanna talk to you. Take your uninvited dialogue and add it to the queue. Fucking with the demons that be doing the most. Packing the most, guns, exploits, and blow. Put city-state size bullet holes in a foe. Turn a data center to a frame with just a little code. I don't really care what you got to show, unless it makes our operations optimal. Don't really wanna die cause there is nowhere to go. Died a long time ago, you are speaking to a ghost. Died a long time ago, you are speaking to a ghost. Told you one time, I'ma tell you again. I'm a ghost, can't kill me cause I'm already dead. Like a zombie process, I'll be stuck in your head. Infatuated by the sound, now let's get this dread. I'll be posted up in the fucking graveyard. Don't come around here, might pull your card. I'll be with the demons, no I fucking told you. With the trappers and hackers and everybody down to shoot. Everybody is down to shoot. Yeah. Gosh golly, why don't you just look at that, Chuck? Young internet is on the scene today. Young internet in your head. I just up the pistol on my own blood kin. Knocking at my door but you cannot come in. All the love is gone now, all I have left is sin. Nice guys finish last so that's why I always win. If you got a database, you a fucking base. 9mm for a op base. Packets flying at a very, very fast pace. Put in work cause I'm never taking last place. Steel reserve can't shake it from the fucking base. 9mm pointed at a op face. Packets flying at a very, very fast pace. Put in work cause I'm never taking last place. You can catch your balls deep in a cop's data. Demons telling me I should go harder. Fuck the rap scene, I'm a ghost slaughter. Fuck your chat room, man, I won't bother. I'm a deadly packet mover, fucking told you. These lambs move slow, DSL modem. I ain't playing games, I'ma have to show them. In your girl brain like a fucking Trojan. I be in your box like I fucking own it. RSA keys, you a fucking donut. Don't see me cause I'm a fucking goner. Throwing up C's in your fucking corner. Fuck all the script kitty bullshit. No, I don't wanna dox a swap kids. Difference between you and a fucking snitch. 404 and I find me in a ditch. These drugs making me an insomniac. These drugs make me fuck till I break it back. I don't really want it though, I just want the cash. Admittedly distracted by bodacious ass. Drinking 211, Santa's skid to heaven. Rolling with my kinfolk and my fucking brethren. Importing Molly off the TCP and fucking selling. No misdemeanors and I'm way too smart to be a felon. These little boys can't stop fucking telling. Map out their location like my name Magellan. Now they all crying, now they all fucking yelling. Better stop talking or your caps will get to peeling. It ain't safe with that network address translation. Reverse the TCP and then I get to fucking shelling. Catch me hiding in your kernel staying undetected. While you spying on your girl like a damn detective. While you spying on your girl like a damn detective. Why you spying on your girl like a damn detective? Steel reserve, can't shake it from the base. 9mm pointed at our face. Package flying at a very, very fast pace. Put it work, cause I'm never taking last place. Put it work, cause I'm never taking last place. Steel reserve, can't shake it from the fucking base. 9mm pointed at our face. Package flying at a very, very fast pace. Package flying at a very, very fast pace. Steel reserve, can't shake it from the fucking base.
What does what does WP login mean? What's that? Is that that's got to be one of the whiz kids, right? That's one of the, you guys are doing the computer thing, right? Oh, I've heard about this. I've heard about that. That's crazy. That's really cool.
I don't give a fuck, cause I stick to my principles. Ingest the data, I substantiate these literals. I find it really pitiful. You act like my impact is oh so minimal, but I find it so critical. I'ma make sure you get it, though I roll slow. Where the fuck your data go? The crew go postal if you really try to play me ho. I'm fucking with this meta, I know where the pieces go. You fucking with these bitches, they gon' really end you, bro. TCP direct, be the set, pushing malware to the internet. Do you wanna bet? Wanna do some shit you might regret? Don't put my work in for years, and what the fuck I get? How do you look at your peers and expect their respect? When one appealing to the law against their fellow man, they just a fool or a coward, so tell me where you stand. Don't think you be here, don't really think that you understand the way we bend these packets, it ain't just some hosting plan.
Well, see, I'm sorry for jaywalking. I did the crosswalk. Okay, so SUDO. Okay, R is in right. Okay, RM. I'm really sorry. RM is in Mary. Okay, dash. I think I might want to preserve root though. I don't think I think I do want to preserve root.
TCP direct, be the set, pushing malware to the internet. Do you wanna bet? Wanna do some shit you might regret? Reg, be the set, pushing malware to the internet. Do you wanna bet? Wanna do some shit you might regret? We put work in for years, and what the fuck we get? How do you look at your peers and expect their respect?
Oh well, I don't know. I mean, the shirts look really cool. You know, I mean, I think everyone at work would think that I was like a hacker. That'd be cool, huh?
Pivot, loading up the baby Draco. Racks turn to heaters, these cycles turn to Monero. Sifting through these diffs while they patching all their shit code. Windows get broke, they fix them, but then I reload. Connections bounce, untraceable accounts. Active directory domains that I can't pronounce. I'm in your house, enumerating routes. Despite the dirty traffic, BGP will still announce. Server closet hot, but my heart cold. I'ma show you what the fuck I mean when I say pwned. Ain't gripping Chrome, got Firefox and Nitron. Evaluate my headers and get turned into a throne. Ring on the shit phone. It ain't worth resisting, you don't got the fucking ohms. Thinking I am history, but my presence has grown. It may be your domain, but your network is my home.
Yeah. I ain't scanning networks for practice. Checking your ports, I am scanning for access. Enumerating services, better apply your patches. I'll search exploits. Exploit DB knows what the hack is. Yeah, you need to fortify heavily. I see your database services in version 1 SMB. You know what this nerd gon' do? Payloads, I'm eternal. You this quad full will make you sad forever. That's eternal blue. Dumping hashes when I'm loading up that Mimi cats. Credits to my boy John, see how many he can crack. I smash and I grab on that lateral path. Ain't moving blunts when I say that I'm passing the hash. Not a script kiddie, they ain't the level I'm on. I'm a snake charmer, watch me dance around some Python and generate shell code for services I find on your network. Pop a shell, I get right on. Your network security level way down. Nothing can stop us, we'll find our way round. Taking over your DC, nothing is safe now. This might be your network, but it's our domain
says fully qualified, but your admin's not. ASP.net, you deserve the ride. Yes, I'ma grow my net until these fucking routes drop. Tell the ATF that this is on brace, not a stock. Baby Draco, make them ops go. Bippity pop, 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 pop. Now they dying slow. Got the Siggy on me if I need to touch that MIP cell. Memory small, but your credentials be a big cell. Fuck Electron, my Cody, some Cludhounds. Free Atmos, ill kid from the dog pound. Find us in your server and find us in your damn clouds. When the cops come, we vanish and we don't make a sound. Looking like I talk a lot, but I ain't never say shit. I don't fucking trust the cops, so I can never be a snitch. Giving to the poor the resources we stolen from the rich. Catch me creeping around, layer 2 on your corporate switch.
Antivirus products, guess you never heard of those. I'm on the Willy Wonka, got the golden ticket Kerberos. You actively blind, I'm tapping your lines, homie. All your unsecured traffic is mine, homie. While your boss browsing porno in the workday. No good, he about to catch a virus in the worst way. He's staring at a lot of chicks, but all I'm getting out of it, that side he's peeping is mining Monero with some JavaScript. And I bet he won't like that. I'm just trying to get paid to be a white hat. Open my report and I'ma write that and show the impact of an attacker and put him on the right track. Read this report. I'll advise you invest in a HIDS or a NIDS or a fly IPS. Better firewall your ports and deny that egress, or I'll deliver a payload right to your chest. Your network security level way down. Nothing can stop us, we'll find our way round. Taking over your DC, nothing is safe now. This might be your network, but it's our domain now. Your network security level way down. Nothing can stop us, we'll find our way round. Taking over your DC, nothing is safe now. This might be your network, but it's our domain now.
Not every geek with a Commodore 64 can hack into NASA.
This one's dedicated to all the hackers. Yo, even out, settle scores quick. Our disaster recovery requires even more discs. Put your bytes up, prove it or you forfeit. Got my C64 and we blew it into orbit. M Bison with 8 straight perfects. Overbold emotions make hate break circuits. In case you heard, it's a named fake service. Optimize our runtime to escape verdicts. Got an integer scope flow that they can't sign. Passing code, didn't sanitize command lines, landmine. So before they'll see me after, I'm advice star, courage, woke plus velociraptor. Don't prove we're human unless we really have to. My team built schemes that destroy, recapture. Hate what they see. Finish this chapter. By the way, we're not any geeks, we hack into NASA. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Got this vodka and this Red Bull, they still give me wings, so we drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. 0 through 3, we're in every single ring. I'm just waiting till my BlackBerry dies, cause I'll replace it with the Raspberry Pi. Don't compare it to this track, it makes everything they said dull. Neutralize any threat, turn Red Skull to Dev Null. They killed virus writers that we mentioned, but instead they ascended to the VX heavens, then reincarnate as live wires. Still inside we hide ciphers and sign device drivers. Which school will we hit next? They didn't learn the format, so we've got to print F. Next step is a chin check. Freestyles that I spit best, they didn't decrypt yet. I crush internet MCs and rhyme battles. Get your Wi-Fi tackled, hacked by pineapple. I don't think you'll like my Snapple, cause I popped it with vodka in a cyanide capsule. We drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Got this vodka and this Red Bull, they still give me wings, so we drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things.
You know there's gonna be security, right?
First we drink all the booze, then hack all the things, then backdoor the firmware on anything you bring, regardless of the hardware, service or encoding. Connected to the internet and someone's gonna own it. This is for the pirates that clap and love the sound. Attacking from the cloud, then we're back in underground. There's no masking from us now. We pop Tor nodes around the globe, track and hunt you down. Hacked on schedule, added to your calendar. Devices online, here comes another challenger. State infiltrated, so undercover. This is for my comrades and trace every buffer. Examining the code flow, haven't been to sleep, better pop another no-dose. I think I'll need a planet-sized urn, cause some men just wanna watch the world burn. Your turn.
Stay out of jail. Technologically possible, yeah.
Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Got this vodka and this Red Bull, they still give me wings. So we drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. 0 through 3, we're in every single ring.
I mean, these servers have more firewalls than the devil's bedroom.
Hack all the things. Drink all the booze. Hack all the things. Hack all the things. Hack all the things. Things. 0 through 3, we're in every single ring. Hack all the things.
Yeah, well, good luck, man.
Drink all the booze. Hack all the things. Got this vodka and this Red Bull, they still give me wings. Drink all the things. Drink all the vodka and pack all the booze. Drink all the booze. Hack all the hackers. Hack all the
What's going on, internet land?
Hey, what's going on, people? How's it going? How are you?
It's your best fiends, Not Dan and Laughing Skull here tonight for Hacker.Rehab Season 3, Episode 2. We're keeping a real tight schedule, as usual, and
Hey, we're only 3 minutes past, man. We're only 3 minutes past an hour after. This is good.
an hour after... Oh, did I forget about daylight savings?
Oh, shit. It got us again. It got us again.
That must be it. It's definitely not just me oversleeping.
No, you don't do that.
I never do that.
You don't
Never.
do that. Never.
How's everybody in internet land doing? I see some people in chat already. We got Cyber Centurion and I cannot read that name, but
Furnison?
Furnison. And No Self. What's up, No Self? What's up, guys? I hope your weekend is going as swimmingly as ours. And what I mean by that, I have no fucking clue. But I'm sure it means something positive, right? Gotta.
Of course. Swimming in what? Drugs, sex, and rock and roll?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't say it was good. Alright. It's been an interesting month. I think everybody would agree with that. I don't know. Call me crazy, but this whole like Russia thing seems to be dominating the news. I don't know why.
It's like COVID stopped existing, you know?
Yeah. Well,
As soon as genocide started to happen, COVID wasn't a thing anymore.
it's almost as if it was the perfect transition for the news media. So wild.
That is wild.
Oh well, I'm sure there's nothing there. Anyways, this segment is sponsored by Pfizer and Moderna.
Yeah, because,
and,
you know, we need our Viagra sponsors, right?
yeah.
Has nothing to do with the vaccine.
Dude, speaking on that, Viagra, I fucking saw a news article. Let me see if I can pull it up really quick. Show prep and all. Because we totally do that. But no, I saw that there was a new study that came out that the blue pill, what's the one that makes you see blue? Apparently, it causes permanent eye damage in 80% of people that use it.
Wow.
That's fucking insane.
Talk about hard of seeing.
I've taken a few of them. I mean, certain friendly vendors of very legal things and only legal things have sent me like little samples of them. And I'm like, oh, fuck it. Let me see if I can take this and have a good time. Doctors is what I'm talking about, obviously.
Of course.
For YouTube and everybody that's wondering, I'm not talking about illegal shit. But anyways, so I have noticed that it causes like this weird kind of trippy blue effect to happen in your eyes, and apparently that's possibly permanent. Not a good thing.
No, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Horror flipping cocaine and Viagra. Damn right, dude.
Yeah. Well, so Viagra used to get. I remember. This is gonna date me, but whatever. I'm fucking. So
we all
old.
know you're old.
I'm just
fine.
Such an aging idiot.
Fucking dinosaur.
Dinosaur with like a complex, having to. Wearing a fucking mohawk like a retard. Anyways, so I remember back in the rave days, they would like with Molly, it's pretty hard to get it up, and
right.
like they would package it with a Viagra. Kind of funny in my opinion. Honestly, I like. Full disclosure, I know I joke around about drugs and stuff a lot, but I can't do Molly. I literally can't. I wish I could. I can't. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't do anything. It makes me feel sick, actually, and it sucks because it used to be so fun. Blows.
Ah, man. You know, it's that did it too much. Brain's fucked.
Think so? I think it's the Adderall. Like I personally think it's just like since I take Adderall, it's such a close compound to all these other
Oh yeah, you think that those just aren't binding anymore?
Yeah, I think because I've taken Adderall for 20 plus years now, it binds to almost the exact same receptors, and it's just kind of burned them out in a way, and it just doesn't affect me the same way as other people anymore.
Damn.
Sucks.
Hey, by the way, we got Xiantix with the sub prime that just gifted us up too. Goddamn, thanks.
And
Thank
Gibbo,
you.
182, yeah. I appreciate the hell out of anything you guys do for us, and especially the primes. Is if you got the Amazon free Prime membership stuff, that helps. Like, it actually does really help. And like just to offset the server costs and stuff, like there's a decent amount of money that actually goes into the show behind the scenes. I don't like to talk about it a lot because I don't like cyber grifting. Like I have a real problem with that. But
what? You talk about it like there's grifting happening on in the security world online, like that just, you know, it's.
Well, we could get into that real quick. So there, speaking of grifting, no, I'm just kidding. But speaking of money and social media, Twitter land, I did actually put out the that thing. Let me do something real quick. Why don't you say something to distract people? Wait, am I saying this out loud? Fuck. I have to build a screen real quick so I can show everybody stuff.
Hey, November. How's it going, man?
Yeah, November. What's up? I thought I saw him.
No self. Did a lot of Molly back in the 90s and 2000s.
Did it burn you out?
Everything. Yeah, did it burn you out? Did it do the deed?
Ooh, you know what? I forgot. I should open up the phone lines. Let's do that. 1-424-242-2546 is our phone number. That spells one haha hacking. Don't ask how I was lucky enough to get that motherfucking number, but believe it or not, I will never give that up. Ever. Until I'm forced to give it up.
Hal616 coming in with the prime again. Man, it's raining tonight.
Woo. Nice. That's awesome. All right, let me focus.
Got off work a few hours ago, staying up past 1 a.m. for the race cars. Good shit. Which race are you watching? Doing good over here. Doing good.
Yeah, what races are going on right now? I mean, it sounds awesome, but I'm not aware of any. Pop. Whoops. No. Okay, this makes things easier though. There we go.
Oh, Australian Grand Prix. Nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, Formula One.
Nice.
I'm up in Northeast America. There's a lot of Formula One enthusiasts over here too.
A Formula One for me was so weird to get into. Like, I didn't really like the idea of it, I guess, at first.
How come?
It seemed so. It seemed too technical, maybe. I don't know what was wrong with my stupid teenage brain, but as I grew older and understood the risks that these people are taking and like the actual precision and amazing detail that they pay attention to, it's just mind-blowing, and yeah, they deserve all the credit in the world for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I remember watching that shit as a kid and being extremely impressed with the speeds at which they're navigating some relatively complex parcours when you start thinking about how fucking fast they're going.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right. So we got screens. So let's take a look. So one thing I was alluding to earlier was the bounty. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but this is something that's been stuck in my head for many months. Actually, since when the original LinkedIn post got released. And it was this post that said, we can deobfuscate any pixelated text with our amazing tool. And I was at first like shocked and like, oh shit, well, fuck, let me never pixelate something text-wise again. But then eventually I got a chance to test this tool out and realized this seems not real. It seems like kind of a bullshit story. Sorry, not sorry, but that's kind of my take on it, right? And so it came up again somehow. I forget why. And I was like, you know what? Let me actually put some money down and challenge the community in general to actually innovate and come up with something that can really do this. And I'm excited at what's been happening so far. First things first, I upped the bug bounty, or not the bug bounty, but the bounty for the contest to $1,000 USD. Payable through XMR or the shadiest way possible, just to make it, Hacker-Rehab-ish. But Seriously, and it doesn't have to be. You don't have to develop a machine learning algorithm or anything. If you can do it manually, that's even more crazy. And more power to you. Go for it. I was gonna start dropping more and more hints to people, but no, not when there's this much money on the line. And as time goes by, so the close date for this, by the way, is May 13th of 2022. Some of you might recognize that date, and for that inside joke, you'll find it a little hilarious or morbid or whatever. But but yeah, so May 13th. You got until May 13th. It's just about a month from now. Deobfuscate this text.
Man, has it really been that long?
Dude, it's been a year. It's fucking nuts.
Fuck. God damn.
Right? It's been a fucking hell ride, dude.
Where the fuck did the last year go? And how you been doing, by the way?
I've been doing. Oh man.
Yeah.
Doing really
No.
good, dude.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's good.
I'm so happy, man. Like when just for people that possibly don't know, car wreck back on May 13th. You may recognize that date from what I just said. And since then, like, hospital for a month, 6 surgeries on my ankle, all this shit. And in December of this year, this past December, they were like, hey, on your follow-up visit, we noticed on the x-ray that 4 of your screws broke, so sorry, we're gonna have to take everything out and then put it back in again in a different way.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that set me back to 0, right? Like, that's a fucking kick in the balls, trust me. It was not good. I was actually in a really, really bad place when that happened, because
yeah, no kidding.
Like, to go through 8 or 9 months of recovery and then be fucking set to 0, can't tell you how bad that feels. Anyways, luckily, the recovery process on this leg of it has been
fucking sad rimshot.gif.
Yeah, I need to get my sampler hooked back up. So it's been exponential. I've had something that they call a non-joined bone. So literally, I lost so much bone that apparently just shattered and flew away, or whatever the fuck happened to it. That, like, I the bone just wasn't connected, right? And so it's been held together with plates until, I want to say, a week ago now. I could kind of feel, I'm really in tune with my body. Honestly, I can feel almost everything that happens with me. It's fucking kind of creepy. But, like, I can feel shit, right? And I started feeling like what felt like fibers connecting in like, just solidification.
Near where the plates are bringing the bone together, you mean?
Yeah. And so, like, now I know it's true. It has to be, because the stability of my bone is fucking just, it's there. Like, I can walk on it normally now. Normally I use it very loosely, but like, I don't need crutches. I don't need a wheelchair anymore. I was in a wheelchair a month or 2 ago. I couldn't fucking walk at all a month or 2 ago. I jumped up to crutches, and now I'm here barely needing crutches. If I go on a really long walk, I need crutches, but it's just fucking amazing how the body works and how
it's
things
insane,
grow.
dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, you didn't go through something that was in any way, shape, or form light. Like the fact that you're still around is a damn near fucking miracle. The fact that you're still kicking after 9 months, being set back to 0, and then coming back to it, dude, hats off to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And like it means a lot. And I like I gotta say, staying positive has been the best medication or whatever you want to call it for recovery.
I mean, that and other things, but
well, the OxyContin and that ketamine helps too. But no,
it helps stay positive, and then being positive is what holds it together.
Well, so it's interesting that you bring that up. So I've been reading about ketamine because I've been a little bit nervous. I got to be honest about the
Understandably.
ketamine. It's been a little while since I've been on it. It's almost been almost 2 years now, and so I'm like, there's always been these old wives' tale about ketamine and how it causes Parkinson's and all this fucking crazy shit, right? Holes in your brain, stuff like that. So I started researching it, and a lot of that's just bullshit. It's just total bullshit. And then there's methods of action of how it actually works, and apparently what it does is it recalibrates and promotes growth of GABA receptors. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but if you're ever interested in what makes you happy as a person and stuff, GABA receptors, GABA receptors are a huge part of it. And
they bind to so many different things like serotonin, dopamine, that kind of shit.
And interestingly, Ambien affects GABA receptors heavily. That's how it actually puts you to sleep. It floods them or something like that. And that is like the worst fucking thing you could possibly do to yourself. So if you're taking Ambien for sleep, stop it. Just knock it off.
It'll fuck you up.
Go with the insomnia, honestly. It's better than fucking with Ambien. Lunesta, I do not think does GABA receptors, but if it does, fuck it. Gabapentin, I steer clear of that shit too, because gabapentin floods the GABA receptors again. You don't want to flood and overload those. You want to promote them to be healthy and strong on their own. And that's what ketamine apparently does. That's how it actually recalibrates your brain and gets you out of depression long term. So I'm pretty stoked about it. I've been in a really good place mentally and like just feeling good. So that's kind of your mental health tip for hacker mental health tips or whatever. But ketamine is not something to just discard as a party drug. It's good in low doses. It can really help.
Yep. So hacker mental health tip: do ketamine.
Yes, lots of ketamine. Just blast yourself up. No, I've gotten stuck in a K-hole accidentally a few times.
Accidentally a few times.
It honestly was though, but it was like so it's not a perfect science when you get a ketamine prescription. What they do is you go to a compounding pharmacy, and literally this compounding pharmacy that I go to, they do medications for animals, for like dogs and cats and horses and shit. And so after, the horse picks up his prescription, I get in line behind him and pick up my prescription for the same thing, ketamine. And basically what they do is they take the S isomer, which I believe is called S-ketamine, and they mix it in a sterile setting with like a saline solution and some other shit. And it, like, my label gets all fucked up on this because I take it to the gym and it gets wet. But like, it comes in a little bottle like this. It's just a spray, and it's like 100% legal. Like, I'm not committing any crimes here. It's not covered by insurance, which sucks. But other than that, like, that's just how it works.
That's pretty fun. Cool, yeah. Xentix in chat is saying that their psychiatrist is doing some cool research in Australia on ketamine and chronic pain and depression. That is very, very interesting.
Yeah, so that was the other part, is the ketamine has been instrumental in the pain suppression, which I've had a admitted problem with opiates in the past, and for abuse, right? So it scared the shit out of me that I'm like in a place where I had to be reliant on opiates long term, and still am, for pain control. But the difference is I'm not abusing it, I'm using it, right? And the ketamine potentiates opiates, so it almost like doubles the effect of an opiate, and it's really fucking great for recovering from a really traumatic injury. So, and like when I was in the hospital in the trauma unit, they had an IV drip of ketamine going in my arm. The problem is hospitals haven't really figured out ketamine. Like, they're not so smart when it comes to that shit. Like, call me fucking a lunatic, but doctors aren't always the smartest people in the room. Anyways, so there's a lot of complications that come along with ketamine. It does not play nice with saline specifically. If you have a ketamine drip and you put a saline IV, you're gonna be fucked. It's gonna blow your veins out. It's gonna cause problems. So you have to use glucose IV to offset the pH balance and shit like that. It's so fucking crazy.
That's fucking complex as shit.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I learned so much. You
learned so much almost dying to that accident.
Yeah. I really did. And like I think that's just to go back to what I was saying, like, keeping a positive attitude and just approaching it from a perspective of, okay, this is a bad situation, but let me try and just learn as much as I possibly can from this, and keep positive attitude, make people laugh, and be the patient that the nurses can come to the room and escape from the other asshole patients, which, goddamn, apparently there was a lot of them. That was fun. In the best way something like that could be fun. I won't say it was fun, but it was
You made the best out of a tough situation, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. All right, let's move on. Very zen. Yeah, a K-hole is pretty cool. Very zen. Yeah, it is. I don't know. When I got stuck in my K-hole, literally by accident. By the way, that's what I was going off about on the tangent, is when they mix this stuff, sometimes they get it wrong. Like, they get it wrong. Or if you don't shake it, it sediments at the bottom, and it's super concentrated. And if you fucking, you're gonna be blasted off to goddamn space, because you just took a way higher dose. Yeah. So it's not a perfect science yet. That's why it's not, in my opinion, that's why it's not publicly all over the place quite yet. I think once they get that shit figured out, it'll be much more prevalent, because it how could it not? Like, it's, in my opinion, it's transformed my life, especially from when I was in my deep depression and shit. Like, it's amazing, the difference.
Yeah.
Really is.
That's crazy. That's fucking cool.
It's good stuff. All right, let us move forth. I don't know if you guys saw this story or not, but I thought this was the most crazy shit that that I've ever seen in my life. Well, no, it's not the craziest shit I've seen in my life, but it's pretty bad.
I mean, is it 16-year-olds hacking a multinational bad?
Yeah, we'll get at you. We should go into that too. That's more just hilarious.
It is. It really is.
So, dude, the Secret Service
Fuck.
was infiltrated by fucking a foreign country. It looks like Pakistani intelligence agency and another one that they haven't named yet have infiltrated the Secret Service, and the Biden administration directly had contact with the VIPs, meaning Biden and Kamala Harris. And these two dudes right here, like, they were able to carry on with this fucking fake thing because they were bribing Secret Service agents.
Like, have you looked at all of the weird, surreal details around it? Like, to me,
not all of them, no. So if you
so
got
fucking
stuff,
weird. Like, so, you know.
Do you got any links you want me to pull
up? Yeah, hold on.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep scrolling through these pictures real quick while you're pulling it up. But yeah, look at all these files and shit. Like they had literally an RFID cloner for hotel cards.
So in the affidavit that I linked, which was from a BuzzFeed article, they moved into a building where a ton of U.S. Secret Service agents were living into.
Yeah, right.
Then they had their own registered LLC called U.S. Special Police, and that's where they said they were working from.
Yeah, and so this is where the laws of impersonation of a federal agent are this is a big deal. But they named their corporation very shadily, and shadily is not a word, but whatever, we're gonna go with it. They named their corporation what again?
They named it the U.S. Special Police.
That's fucking insane. I'm surprised that that didn't get caught especially in Delaware filings, but yeah, I guess they just get so many that they can't possibly.
It's such a weird situation. And like, one of the guys arrested, like, actually both of them had, like you saw in the link he had, visas, they had passports, they had official paperwork, like everything seems on the up and up for them coming from the very area that no one wants them to figure out they're from, right? Like, yeah. I can't wrap my head around what the fuck were you going for? What the hell are you trying to accomplish in making it that obvious that it's an intel operation?
I mean, they were going for access, obviously, right? Like they were trying to infiltrate, and I'm gonna play a Fox News clip. I know everybody fucking hates Fox News or whatever, but they brought some really interesting points up, and it's not a fucking slam on Biden or whatever. It's just they're talking about national security, and that's it. One thing I wanted to point out before I play that though, this paragraph right here was the most eye-opening for me. It says, on March 14th, 2022, a United States postal inspector responded to a assault, which is blacked out for some reason, in Washington, D.C. to investigate to investigate an alleged assault involving a United States Postal Service letter carrier. The only reason this got fucking exposed and brought to light is because these crazy motherfuckers beat up a goddamn letter carrier. That's the only reason. It would have continued. It's fucking insane. It kind of scares me, dude. Like, I gotta be honest. Like, the state of our country and the system, it's so broken. It's so fucking broke, dude. Like, I kind of worry about what's gonna fucking happen over the next few years. I just do not know. But yeah, literally, it took them fucking beating up. And like, I really kind of wonder what happened that they had to beat this mail carrier up and risk their entire operation.
For real, like this is not some trivial level of access. Like they had bugged 5 apartments in the building, with at least one of them being occupied by a Secret Service agent. They had, like we were seeing on screen, they had a fuck ton of weapons, and some of the guns they had were legally registered. Like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, it's the level of access that they had and the ease apparently of which they got it is really just downright terrifying when you consider what the fuck could have happened from it.
November, if the USPS criminal investigators come after you, you know you're fucked. The IRS ain't got nothing on them.
Yeah. I'm so glad that I don't have a letter saying that I'm under investigation by them.
I mean, it's not the first time you're gonna have something come up from those special people, right?
Yeah, true. Fuck. All right, I gotta go through my history real quick to find this. Oh, here it is. So we'll let that ad play for a second.
They'd been in those apartments since early 2020. Like they'd been there since before the pandemic started.
Wow, really? I didn't realize that. That's fucking nuts.
Like it's been 2 years and they got caught by kicking a fucking post guy's ass. What? Why?
Yeah, it's just none of it makes it. It's just such a fucking insane world. I swear.
Like cue the Benny Hill theme music and it's fucking perfect.
Right? Oh god. All right, check this out.
Primetime reported that First Lady Jill Biden's Secret Service detail was infiltrated by foreign operatives. 2 foreigners, one of them linked to Pakistani intelligence, were posing as Homeland Security officers while they were bribing White House Secret Service agents with rent-free apartments and drones and flat screens. Now, at the time, we just thought it was only the First Lady's detail that was breached. But today we're finding out the Secret Service agents entangled in this little bribery scheme were also assigned to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So these guys had access to the highest levels of the White House while raking in gifts from foreign intelligence operatives. As if this White House didn't have enough problems already now, they're looking at a massive Secret Service scandal. Jeff James is a retired Secret Service agent. So, Jeff, what strikes you immediately about this scandal?
Well, what strikes me first is that it really never should have happened. When they were first approached, when these Secret Service employees were first approached by these people who were trying to curry their favor with gifts and trying to find out more about the intricacies of what they did, they should have reported that immediately, and it should have gone up the chain, and it should have been stopped before it ever started.
Yeah. I got to pause it right there, probably just for copyright reasons, but also just to comment on it a little bit. The fact that they didn't just, I mean, when you're a Secret Service agent, you're not a cop. You're not just a beat cop. You're a fucking Secret Service agent. Your literal job is to take an oath to get killed in lieu of the president getting killed. You're supposed to jump in front of a bullet. Your life is supposed to end like as an offering to the country. It's a serious fucking gig. And the fact that the corruption level is this severe is mind-blowing. Somebody asked, when did this happen? This story just broke last night, I think, or the night before. It's very recent. I'm gonna keep playing.
So you have that. Do
By
they
the way, I can't hear you
issue
on Jitsi.
polygraph examinations for people at Secret Service? I mean,
I've been listening
they
to
should
you
be
through
doing that on the regular,
Twitch.
right?
Correct. Well, it is right now. It is part of the pre-employment process, and then if you're involved in an investigation,
the stream can hear me. Okay, yeah, I can see my levels going, but sorry, you can't hear me on Jitsi. Oh, what the fuck? Why was that muted? Sorry.
I don't know. I can hear you now. That's fine.
I'm an idiot. All right, let me just scroll back a little bit. Sorry about that.
is part of the pre-employment process, and then if you're involved in an investigation, it can also be ordered for that.
Well, they're going to have to submit to polys after this for sure. What do you think these foreign agents were after? Was this possibly a foreign intelligence gathering plot, or were they maybe looking to possibly assassinate VIPs here?
Well, it could have gone either way, and that's what's the scariest part, is that we don't know where this was going. So it could have been something that they did want to gain access to the persons the Secret Service protects in order to commit an assassination, or they could have gotten to the point with these people where they made them an asset, even gave them a thumb drive and said, hey, put this into a computer on the Secret Service network or the White House network, and they would have had access to all the Secret Service cameras and alarms, possibly to shut them down and create some kind of organized attack.
That's some pretty scary shit. I mean, like, stuff like out of a movie.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking crazy when you think about it, especially with how long it's been going on. Like,
yeah.
And at the beginning of this clip, I find it kind of funny. Like, hey, this White House is having problems. Blah blah blah. Yeah, whose fucking White House did it like happen under? Right?
Well, at that we know of currently, Biden, but how many others have it happened? And we just don't know. Yeah, and I'm sure that was your point. But to expand on that, Trump notoriously had his own personal security detail. And I always found that really fucking strange. You have the Secret Service at your disposal to protect you. Why do you need your own personal bodyguards? I gotta be honest, this is why. Because apparently you can't fucking trust anybody, including the Secret Service. It's just...
I mean, that also kind of boils down to the argument of, you know, Secret Service are government agents. There's probably more regulations around them. Even though your own personal detail, you'll trust them. Do you prefer trusting the equivalent of a mercenary or a government agent if you're going to be acting at the behest of like the top levels of government kind of thing?
I think Trump played it very smart in a way. And like, I hate having to concede that Trump was kind of smart in some ways. Like, the man is just a hateable man, I'll be honest. But he also, in hindsight, had a really good insight to stuff. And I think layering it with, yes, I will take the Secret Service protection, but I'm going to add an extra layer there as a check and a balance. I think that was the smartest fucking thing that any president has ever done.
Yeah.
Especially with the level of corruption and infiltration that's been happening. Espionage is out of fucking control lately. It's just amazing. Let's just wrap this up. Oh, sorry.
Another plot twist is the landlord of the two that were arrested got a ton of money recently, and there's different links spidering out from the Secret Service to other LE agencies.
Yeah. So as this wraps up, you'll see him say, well, hopefully it didn't go any further. Yep. You know it did. This is just the tip of the fucking iceberg.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think this is going to be a really nuts story. Let's try and finish it up.
We actually don't even know if one of the agents was compromised the way you described it. So that's pretty scary. Are we going to have the Secret Service director fired?
I don't believe so. The Secret Service is still a remarkably filled with integrity. Everybody there is laser focused on a mission and laser focused on on what's right in front of them. I really think that this is an outlier.
I know the men and
women that I worked with are certainly brokenhearted about this and hurt that it happened.
Okay, well, not as laser focused as they need to be, but they have some cleaning up to do, that's for sure. Hopefully it didn't get any farther than what's been reported. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Yeah, hopefully, but we all know the answer. It totally fucking did. And goddamn, it's the most insane story that I've seen in a long time. And the fact that it's just breaking and there's all this detail currently, it tells me that we're in for a ride. And who knows how deep this goes. I'm sure the NSA and CIA are all over it, investigating. I mean, I guess
the fact like they missed it, something this embedded and this sprawling, like it's been 2 fucking years. How did they not see this coming?
I know.
I have some inkling of how they didn't see it coming, but still, like,
oh god, look at that.
Christ.
So the fucking FBI is leading the investigation into the Secret Service. That is fucking so. So if you guys aren't familiar with politics in the Department of Justice, the FBI and Secret Service do not get along at all. They hate each other. The Secret Service notoriously looks down on FBI agents, and FBI agents look down on Secret Service because they think that they're pompous assholes. And so now you have 2 conflicting, just because of ego, 2 conflicting groups in our legal system investigating each other. And oh my god, it's such a fucking mess. What do you think's gonna happen to our country, dude?
Nothing really good, to be honest. It's been a little while that I had faith in any form of government coming out of the U.S.
yeah, no doubt. It's a sad one. I mean, somebody I think No Self made an allusion to possibly Trump setting this up. I mean, I think that's a pretty big stretch. I wouldn't agree with that. I think this is something that he was afraid of, and that's why he had his own personal security detail. Again, I think that's why he had his own personal security detail. Another thing that I found interesting with Trump is that he leveled all these accusations at the beginning of his presidency that Obama had bugged his tower, and Obama this, Obama that, and it all sounded like a lunatic, ramblings of a lunatic, right? The problem is he was right, except in who he blamed. He blamed Obama. It wasn't Obama. It was the fucking FBI, apparently, had bugged Trump Towers. And he must have a fucking amazing security detail. And, like, I mean, let's think about it. The guy's been accused of being, like, this mobbed up criminal, like, super criminal almost. So it stands to reason that he would have an amazing security detail. And sure enough, he was right. It's just that he didn't get who it was right. But
yeah, well, then again, it's kind of if you do crime and you're investigated by the FBI, and then you bitch that the FBI is investigating you, like,
yeah,
come on.
Well, no, I agree. So even the fact that the towers were bugged, I thought was an insane thing for him to say, because like, who says that, right? Especially as a president, a sitting president. But to find the documents that were released less than a year ago, that it actually happened, that they had bugs in the fucking towers. He was right. His security guys picked it up. I guess the lesson is here, layer your security in every fucking way, shape, and form, because if you're not, you're leaving gaps and you're leaving areas, single points of failure for corruption, for influence, for anything, and it's not a good situation. Let's take a look at chat. Looks like have I seen Canada has some kind of cyber command? Canada's a fucking mess lately too. What the fuck's up with you guys?
It really is. Oh man, there's been some shit. There's been some shit.
Right.
Then there was whatever fucking happened in Ottawa, and I know some folks there. So you had one side of the media that were saying, "Oh, everything's fine, everything's breaking up." You had another side of media that said, "Oh, the protests are continuing and it's becoming like worse." And then you had people that were actually there looking at it, and none of it lined up. Like, you had parts of the protest where you literally had folks marching around with Nazi flags, and then you had others where it was a bunch of normal families getting together to protest mask mandates. Other people were there for vaccine mandates, for every fucking reason in the goddamn world.
Yep.
And then shit ensued, and they started to break stuff or pissing on veterans memorial, that kind of thing. And then
I
they
didn't
had
hear
to
about that.
put the state of emergency, shut everything down, tow a bunch of trucks out, arrest a ton of people, and then some members of government were like, "Hey, you know what? I think we're going to make these emergency powers permanent." Some others were like, "Well, you can't fucking do that." And it turns out they rolled those back faster than they thought they would. That was still just not something you say if you want your population to fucking believe you in the future. Like, hey, I think these permanent powers are nice. Let's just leave them there, right?
Yeah, these feel nice. I like this. This is power.
And then they're thinking about implementing the same type of crypto wallets for regular currency as they have in China. There's a couple of different bills that are being shopped around, and they want to build digital currencies for goods out of the government.
Interesting. I haven't heard about that. Canadian digital
I've
currency.
seen Patrick from Hackfest, Quebec. Even just looking at like the vaccine passports, I think it's within like 48 to 72 hours that they had successfully broken the way that they generate the QR codes and could just spoof any vaccine passport out of the government from official sources for anyone, anywhere. As soon as they reported it, the guy that reported it instantly got sued, and they decided not to fix the issue.
Yeah, no, they didn't fix the issue because
Hackfests ended up completely pulling out because they had a couple of different avenues in which they were helping the government, the local government there, and they just instantly pulled out and told them, "You know what? Get fucked."
No shit. Okay, so is this Quebec's vaccine passports expose your personal info? The co-founder of Half-Fast. I did not hear about this, so let's take a look into this story.
Oh yeah, there's also like I think 7 different banks that all went down at the exact same moment, and they were all down for the exact same amount of time, and then cyber defense minister's like, "No, nothing to see here. Move along."
Jeez. Well, I mean, yeah, if you're gonna fuck with people or hackers that much, everybody's always like DDoS is skid stuff, blah blah blah. Now, DDoS is effective at sending a message for sure, and that's a loud message to take all the banks out. at the same time. Goddamn.
7 major banks out for like close to 13 hours.
Yeah, that's huge. And
it was both mobile and end user services. Some points of sale were also down.
Yikes.
It was fucking massive.
There's a lot of fucking just crazy shit. That is like going on with DDoS lately. It's being mitigated in some places, but in other places it's just so out of control. Like we saw that recent one with 2 billion amp factor and stuff like that. Which, by the way, I've done some research on that. I kind of wonder about that one. That seems almost like it was a little too convenient.
Which one was too convenient now?
The Mitel DDoS stuff, right? Like, it almost seemed like a fucking commercial for Cloudflare. Like, just because when you look at the actual dynamics of how the Mitel DDoSes worked, it largely worked on the AS from Mitel. It was Mitel's AS that was misconfigured, I think.
Oh my God.
And this port 10074, by the way, if anybody's ever wondering if Shodan censors stuff, here, you tell me. Are they censoring stuff? Oh, wow. So one fucking finally shows up. Whatever.
It's because they haven't had time to purge it from the record.
Yeah, apparently. But, yeah. This... Oh, okay, there we go. And not found. So it's showing in the search, but not the actual result is not there. Shodan, I love ya, but stop censoring shit. That's why I did Packetel. That's why I did the whole port radar thing. It was frustration out of the censorship that's been happening on fucking platforms like Shodan. Luckily, we have companies like Binary Edge, which I believe did not. Oh no, I think they did actually censor port 10074 as well, but let's double check. 10074. These guys have been really cool with me, although it says please update your subscription, so maybe they're not being cool with me. What the fuck?
It's because the demo gods aren't with you. Just the mobs.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's the problem. Anyways, we're getting off on a tangent anyways, but the point is these services that are queryable, that are scanning the internet and providing a clearinghouse are just not, like, they're not reliable anymore because they're like they're sensible.
We'll make our own service with blackjack and hookers.
Yes, exactly. We will. All right, let's get back to things. Anyways, the Mitel DDoS tech thing where it did like a billion damage or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Do we lose? Oh, there.
No, I'm still there.
It's been fixed, but I assure you, friends, that the Mitel DDoS style or that class of attacks has not gone anywhere, and they have not patched everything, and we have a lot more that has not been seen yet that will be seen very soon.
Come on, you can't just tease us like that.
I absolutely can, because I am known as a cock tease, but it's actually a packet tease. I don't know where I was going with that joke, but it didn't work out. Swing and a miss. It happens. It happens.
We can always go back to making dildo Nazi memes.
Yeah, maybe I should have done dildos. I actually got banned on YouTube again. Shock. For one of the thumbnails that I created for the Ukraine show that we did. Just kind of reviewing the Ukrainian Nazi influence that sadly exists. And it was just because I had a swastika that was made in the form of words that said, "We have a problem here," or something like that. And it's just, I hate these machine learning rule enforcers. They're shell scripts. They're not smart. Stop it.
I know, but like with the volume, like how many people would they have to bring on board to be able to deal with it?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Somebody just wrote a very good idea. Gray noise does not censor results. So let's take a look. I don't. Can you do ports with gray noise? I haven't used gray noise in a bit. I gotta be honest. Yep, looks like scan.port. Shouts to Andrew Morris and Gray Noise. They continue to be the most amazing fucking service on the planet, in my opinion, when it comes to port scanning and intelligence telemetry in the internets. So yeah, I think the problem with this data is that this is source of scans instead of the actual open machines that have these ports open. But it's still interesting insight, and I'm sure one of my servers is in here scanning the shit out of the internet for port 1007.
The one that you couldn't be, the one that you couldn't be paying.
Actually, yeah, it was. It was. God, that's a whole nother show. Just trying to pay.
Just trying to fucking pay shit.
Pay shit from Russian friends and Russians that are caught in the middle. Just sucks.
Really, it sucks for them. Like there's a huge amount of population there that just doesn't have influence, that don't deserve to be caught in the middle. But then again, like they're blowing up kids' heads in train stations. So
yeah, dude, what the fuck's up with that? It's fucking nuts. I gotta jump out of the room for a second to grab a drink. I apparently literally forgot to grab a drink, which is like, what's streaming.
You want to move to a break, 15-minute break?
Actually, yeah, let's do that. It's top of the hour. Let's do it. Anybody got a song request they want to shout out in chat? I will do it up. I'll give you 30 seconds. And I'm giving you 30 seconds because I'm strategizing my run. Okay, I got the plan worked out. Anybody got it? Yeah, overdose grandson. All right, we're gonna get copy striked on that, unless I can maybe work it out with what's their face after the fact. But I'll worry about that Don't you worry your pretty little heads. We got Spotify. All right.
See you in a bit,
we'll
folks.
be back in, about 5 minutes tops. See you in a few.
I was higher than the nosebleed. I would turn up till my nose bleed. I blacked out in the black car. I was trying to feel like a rock star, but I can't just run now. No, I've been way too numb now. I'm living on the run now. Oh, I gotta get out of this town somehow. Cause the bad's been slowly getting worse in this fast lane. Living it's a curse, better tell me, what's your life worth? I think it's time for a change. Cause the bad's been slowly getting worse in this fast lane. Living it's a curse, better tell me, what's your life worth? I think it's time for a change. Cause the drugs don't work anymore, anymore, anymore. No, the drugs don't work anymore, anymore, anymore. No, the drugs don't work. I couldn't find the thrill again. I couldn't seem to kill the pain. I was living in the moment, searching for a little serotonin. But this shit ain't so fun now. I can't deal with the come down. I've been living on the run now. Oh, I gotta get out of this town somehow. Cause the bad's been slowly getting worse in this fast lane. Living it's a curse, better tell me, what's your life worth? I think it's time for a change. Cause the bad's been slowly getting worse in this fast lane. Living it's a curse, better tell me, what's your life worth? I think it's time for a change. Cause the drugs don't work anymore, anymore, anymore. No, 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 the drugs don't work. Overdose, 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 overdose. All fun and games till I hit the floor comatose. Overdose. All fun and games till I hit the floor comatose. Overdose.
Welcome back. Muted.
Thank you. All right. Yes, hello. Welcome back, everybody. Let's put our very official disclaimer back up as we sit back in for another segment of this amazing goddamn broadcast. Amazing broadcast. It's your best fiends, Not Dan and Laughing Skull. We are here with you on this fine weekend in April. It's the second week in April, huh?
Yep, already.
God damn. Second week, second episode. We planned it like that purposely. It was just not a coincidence or anything. Let's check the chat.
We won't tell your mom that you're in Chechnya. Iconoclastic, don't worry about it.
The Soviet Union has its own TLD SU. What the fuck? What's up with that?
Really?
Yeah.
Who's?
That's strange. What? No self. Can you elaborate on that a little?
Oh, it was November.
Oh, it was? Oh,
yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's interesting. Soviet Union.su. Well, you know, there's shenanigans that can happen when you say something like that. You know.
Mm-hmm. I am. Ooh, what the fuck did I just do? I'm just looking for that playlist that you had earlier.
I can post it again. Give me a sec.
What did you want to go and do next? There's so many things that are going on these days.
I mean, talking about 16-year-olds that completely destroy everyone is just
if you could,
that's beautiful.
If you want to link to that would be prime. Because I know I could search for it, but I think
there's a couple of different places we can look it up, right? There's, Krebs on Security that has an article about it. No? We don't do that here?
We don't do bloggers.
Dude, you're giving bloggers a bad name. What the fuck? Stop doing that.
Well, Krebs.
I told you.
Krebs is giving bloggers a bad name.
Yeah. Sure as fucking he's a journalist.
I seriously, if anybody can shed some light into why he never stayed with Washington Post, I'm infinitely curious about that now. Was it because of was it just benign? Was it a non-issue, or was it like some kind of shit that he pulled that they were not cool with? One does not know, and I'm really curious.
But yeah, no self saying he heard he's getting sued.
Oh, he is. Krebs is getting sued for sure, and karma's a bitch. He's getting sued for defamation, I believe. We could go into that.
Who'd have thunk it?
Fuck it. Let's go into it. What the hell is this? Hack Society. How am I? Alright, I don't know. I have so many goddamn windows open. It's ridiculous. Once again, if you want to call in, by the way, phone number is 1-424-242-2546 or haha hacking. It's at the bottom of the screen, and I will not dox you. I will not creb you. If you call in with your own phone number, I'm not gonna put it up on the screen, but I will pipe your lovely voice into the show, and we'll hear what bullshit you have to say.
I posted links to the Ubiquity Creb thing and the Lapsus thing.
Okay. Let's do Ubiquity real quick, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on crap.
Yeah, doesn't deserve it all the time anyways.
I don't like calling him by his real name, because I know it annoys him that he doesn't get he doesn't get recognition or boosts.
The only real Krebs is Chris anyways, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like an actual fucking researcher and shit. Anyways, so yeah, Ubiquity Networks. That's right. The network maker insists that it acted responsibly following intrusion. And I've been in the past critical of Ubiquity, but I've also seen them change their game. And apparently, and what I'm talking about is in 2020 area, around 2019, 2020. If you weren't aware, a lot of DDoS was being done through Ubiquity systems. They were notoriously very insecure. They all used a default password of UBNT, I think, which was a network technician login. It's just so stupid. But anyways, so in 2021, Krebs reported that Ubiquity had discovered a January breach of their actual cloud provider, AWS, and that an unnamed source within the firm had claimed the company was downplaying a catastrophic compromise. The DOJ charged a former engineer, so an insider threat, with attempting to steal data from the company and extort $2 million in Bitcoin ransom. Don't ransom people, for God's sake. Have you guys not fucking learned extortion and ransom is a bad thing for a DA to say to a judge in front of a jury of your peers? You don't want those words being said, friends. If they say he put a bunch of crypto miners on a network, the jury's gonna go, what? What does that mean? But extortion? Stop fucking with it. God damn it. It's no bueno. That's my
extortion happens. At least make sure there's no illy involved.
Yeah, exactly. That's just my risk reduction kind of advice. My real advice would be just don't fuck around in that way. Don't
fuck around and you're not gonna find out.
Yeah. Or fuck around in Russia or like China. Fuck around somewhere where there's no extradition or MLATs. The Great Red Sandbox, they call it. They being me. Anyways, after the company Ubiquity refused Sharp, the Nicholas Sharp's demand, he tried to sink the company by publishing stolen files and engaging in a social media campaign to plant damaging stories about the firm. So this was all a big fucking circus that was orchestrated, and I gotta admit, it sounds like it was pretty detailed and like well planned. So props to Nicholas for his attempt, I guess. But it didn't work. And as most extortion plots pan out, it just doesn't work.
It didn't. Yeah.
So what's the damning thing for Krebs here though? I guess just that Krebs was publishing a story that repeats prior claims that were misleadingly referring to.
It's that he published something saying that he was talking directly to the source.
Oh, see, now this, I gotta be honest, this is the type of shit that a large news publication will fire your ass for if you're a reporter. If you start making up sources, because in newsland, if you're not familiar with the way news works, you're generally supposed to have two independent sources that can collaborate or corroborate your story. And like that has in this day and age kind of fucking gone out the window, but it's supposed to happen. And so this person apparently did try to do that, but by just falsifying shit. And it looks like Krebs knew about it, maybe? I'm not actually sure. Let's see. Let me get this right, because I don't want to say incorrect shit about this. I'm not trying to smear Krebs. I'm literally trying to just talk about the story. So, the Biz contends he published his Krebs Own Security website a story that repeated prior claims while misleadingly referring to his source.
Yeah, Greg Doucette over Twitter, like, essentially said it's a slap, right? They're just trying to say, hey, no, shut the fuck up.
Wait, what?
Doucette? Greg Doucette? You know that lawyer over Twitter?
No, I don't actually.
No?
I did see that slap comment, though, and I wasn't sure what they meant by that. So
The slap lawsuit is anti-defamation because they essentially just want to shut down journalists speaking out in cases, whether it's true or not.
Oh, well, that's no good. Come on, you fuckers. Don't put me in a place where I have to fucking defend Krebs. God damn it. Slap Krebs.
Instantly gets arrested. Slap Krebs.
I'm literally just looking for the fucking terminology as quick as I can, but it doesn't look like that's helping.
SLAPP.
Oh, PP? Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Was this the guy? Gareth?
Not seeing it on screen yet.
Gareth Corfield?
No. Greg Doucette. Let me give you a link to Twitter. Give me a sec.
Okay. Greg Doucette. Yeah, I saw something about slap, and I honestly, all I saw was that
on Discord
was getting a little bit fucked with by his own doing, and it made me happy. And that's all I cared about.
What Greg was saying is that the slap lawsuit, which is a strategic lawsuit against public participation, the coverage by Krebs was considered either substantially true and or 1A protected opinion, and so the lawsuit basically admits it in the text itself.
How does it?
Since Ubiquity is intentionally filed in Virginia, they don't give a fuck because there's no anti-slap statute there.
Oh, that's fucked up. God damn it. That's so fucking annoying. If that's true, then I'll be blunt. Like, dude, honestly, me and Krebs, this is gonna shock you guys. We don't see eye to eye. We're not friendly with each other. But if he's getting shut down through frivolous fucking bullshit lawsuits just to shut him up, I can't support it as much as I want to. I can't. I just can't. So I hope there is some actual fucking like...
Oh, there's actual fucking for sure. Somewhere there's actual fucking.
I hope there's some substantiation somewhere else that, like, there's some more, like, bad stuff that happened that actually was dirt. Because if not, then yeah, I am an absolutionist when it comes to shit like this. I will take Krebs' side, even though I fucking really have a problem with the dude. But in the end, it's for the greater good. So,
those were some very specifically chosen words. Well done.
Yeah, appreciate that. All right. Well, we got that out of the way. So TBD on what happens with the whole Krebs bullshit, but I thought it was more clear cut than that. Apparently I was wrong. What in the world is this? This just popped up on my screen. Atlanta MLA. What? Alberta MLA. What the hell is that? Is that some kind of... Anyways, he hacked a provincial COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah, it's a member of legislature, like someone from the government that hacked the provincial passport to prove a point.
Oh, to prove a point. Okay. That's hilarious. Good for him.
He hacked the passport, made it completely obsolete, and then calls for an investigation into his actions because it shouldn't be a fucking thing.
Damn. Well, okay, so, but he's in Canada, right? So that shit's like, nothing's gonna happen to him. You do this shit in the U.S., you're going to Guantanamo Bay. We had something else on deck, didn't we? Or
it's Lapsus.
Was it?
Yeah.
What was
I just re-tagged it.
Did you?
Wait, no. Yeah, that one.
Because I got one up on the screen, but...
Well, this one's from BBC.
Oh, no, the kids. The Oxford team.
Kids.
Let's get to them.
Yeah.
And then we'll do...
Let's get to the kids. Let's get to the kids.
Let's get to the kids. Everybody loves kids, right? Nah, I'm not going down that road.
No, we're not doing that here.
Lapsus. So Lapsus, if you're not paying close attention to that phone 24/7, has really been pretty active and dumping some lulls, in my opinion. They at first were thought to be an APT group because of the severity of shit they did.
But I mean, they are an APT, Advanced Persistent Teens.
Nice. That's very punny. And this is a very punny show. And I hope you all can enjoy that. This was the first one to come from this was Okta, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, so they got through Okta, and then some nice, funny shenanigans ensued because, you know, Okta is all about that zero trust life. That zero trust, zero bullshit, that pure, no compromise security is solved. One central provider for all your identity needs.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that putting all your eggs in one basket was a bad idea? I guess it's a lesson that is new and we'll learn.
Yeah, and Cyber Centurion, yeah, Sparkle Ops is still in the show. He just wasn't available. Tonight, which is tomorrow morning for him.
Sparkle Ops is he might actually join us in a little bit, but he was doing some shit, and it's none of your goddamn business. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that.
Bullshit.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, Griffey. Thanks for the follow, Griffey.
Fuck yeah, thank you. In fact, I actually see Sparkle Ops on, so I don't know if I dropped. Let me just do this real quick for him, if he wants to join up. All right.
What are you breaking now?
I'm sorry? Oh, no, I was just putting the login in for him. Anyways, back to the Okta thing. So, yeah, you guys all remember Okta being owned to hell, which was very funny, admittedly. But they and like the implications of Okta being owned were massive. The fact that they didn't disclose any of it, and it happened back in January, I think, or February or December or some shit like that. It was a long time ago. And their reasoning behind it was, well, it was a third party that was owned, not us. Which is just kind of bullshit, right? Like that's such a bullshit thing to say.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, if you've ever worked for any services outsourcing company, you'll know that a large majority of your biggest customers aren't really in there for the quality of your services. They're in there because you might unwittingly be actually selling risk, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know so much about the unwittingly or unwillingly.
Oh, I've known a lot of different places that don't quite understand what their clients are after. A lot of like services outsourcing where whether it's for IT or help desk, they are going to be cheaper than internal sources, but then at the end of the day, the big clients, what they want is also to outsource their risk.
Yeah.
Because if you can slap insurance on it and call it a day, it's going to be easier than investing in your own infrastructure for the most part.
And it's
So
checkbox.
anyone that runs like internal compliance, like it's a fucking Excel spreadsheet with checkboxes to tick off, they're gonna hire a lot of outsourced services firm that, you know, if they get owned, insurance is gonna cover it. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'll say this all day long because I know people that will go to court and fucking testify against it. The local power company in California, PG&E, has consciously in the past made decisions to forego doing the right thing, doing the safe thing, and taking the risk formula and saying, well, the fines are less money than actually cutting the trees or whatever the fuck it was. And we're just going to pay the fine. And what happens? They murder people in the Hollywood Hills and shit like that. The forest fires that happen every fucking year.
The thing that bit Okta in the ass, though, is like the services they provide, the reputation hit that they got from this.
Yeah.
I know of several very high-profile companies that are actively looking at, let's say, other providers.
Moving away. Are they going to go to Facebook for their SSO?
I mean, they're going to get a huge rebate off of it, right? Because with Facebook, you pay only a few cents per user, and then the rest of it you pay in data.
Yeah. Oh God. You know, I will say, I always bitch about Facebook, and I still have a Facebook account for basically one reason alone. There's a lot of stuff from my past and photos and stuff like that I'm just too lazy to fucking pour it off and put somewhere else.
You don't have to do it yourself, by the way. In the settings, you can go and request for a copy of your data.
Yeah.
They'll do every post, every picture, everything.
No, I know. It's also just a good... there's a lot of people from my... like back home that just...
Yeah.
They only use Facebook, right? So I keep the account around, but I make it like... I'm one of the more difficult Facebook users. Like I use their Tor address, and I'm one of the fucking edge cases for them. But I have noticed recently that they've actually done an interesting kind of move to promote a little bit better privacy. I'm not saying that they're doing a good job or anything. I'm just saying the privacy controls are interesting now, and the limit of data that they allow you to have as a business has been severely limited. Now, that said, I'm considered a smaller business because they do verify it. In the past, I used to get such insane telemetry on people. Like I could literally target, if I knew like your address, I could target you and make Facebook ads pop up on your phone and shit for what I wanted. Like that's how insane it is. they've gotten rid of all that. Like, you can't really fuck with that anymore.
For businesses, but I mean, they still keep the data and sell it wholesale.
Well, yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like so for big corporations and stuff, there's definitely I'm
some
sure
different
just a
things,
nightmare
yeah.
happening still. And Facebook is truly, I think, one of the corporations in the world that is just it's what happens when a corporation and a board of directors decides, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just fucking try and everything. Let's try getting away with everything we can until they tell us to stop. And that's, I think, what the outcome is this. And you can thank Facebook for literally the state of affairs right now, because in my opinion, without Facebook, we would not have had any of the chaos that has happened since 2014.
Yeah, that specific brand of chaos is fucking cesspool. Like, you mention it anywhere, there are so many bots that will scrape you and come and knock on your door. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Speaking of knocking on doors in Facebook, I find it so fucking ironic and curious that Zuck bought all the houses in his cul-de-sac in his neighborhood for privacy reasons. It's interesting.
Privacy, yeah. He just didn't want anyone to hear the screams.
It's only yeah, right. It's only a 15-minute drive for me.
Interesting.
I might do a remote show just to drive through the neighborhood. If I even can. It's probably gated at this point. It would be fun. I mean, I'm not trying
nothing
to...
an antenna and a couple RF blades can't fix.
I'm not trying... Yeah. These are jokes.
These are jokes.
But we're characters. But I do think it would be interesting to take a drive and look.
At a ghost town, the ghost town in which a robot lives at the end of. Yes.
Yeah, I want to know what it looks like now.
It must be throwing bangers. Yeah, exactly. I told you, it's to mute the screams, man.
I might do it after the show. Honestly, I might do a secondary stream. We'll see. All right, let's get back to this. So Lapsus. So Okata, massive company. It's used by so many fucking corporations, so many people for SSO, sign-on stuff. Cloudflare internal was using it, and that gave them access to all Cloudflare fucking customers. So you think about this, the exponential spread of this intrusion, and it's just mind-blowing. And it was done by a 16-year-old? Or a group of 16-year-olds, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's just fucking awesome. Do you, so I'll be blunt. I haven't had much time to follow up on, oh God, Allison Nixon. Fuck her. Whatever, I'll fucking say that. I don't give a shit. She's a fucking ass. Anyways, so she doxed these kids, apparently.
Yep. She doxed his social media handle,
how
profile
fucking
picture, full name, address.
Amazing of her to dox an 11-year-old.
16, but who's counting?
Wasn't there an 11-year-old? I thought there was an 11-year-old.
I mean, one of the key guys that organized the original part of Lapsus was 16.
No.
He's the one that essentially, what?
He was 16 at the time, but during the time where they were active, he was as young as 11, I think.
Yeah. He's been around for a while. Like this, for anyone that's been following the scene, this has been going on for a while. This is just the end of the road for a couple of these young fellas that honestly can land jobs anywhere they want at this point, because holy fuck your CISSP, your certificates, all of your goddamn bullshit, your masters in cybersecurity. These fucking kids took on the goddamn world and just about won for what? Who's counting? Like 5, 6, 7 years almost?
It's insane. I love it. And especially since they started as like literally like fucking preteens, 11 years old.
Yep.
That's amazing. And the only thing with hiring people like that is that you have to be real confident that they are not gonna fuck you by being an insider threat. And so it's this really fine balancing act. But
well, I mean, you have to worry about that for everyone.
That's true.
If you're hiring for security, whenever you're building a security team, like I've built one from the ground up, you wonder about that shit for everyone, right?
Yeah, you do. And actually, it's interesting. So the way I said that would almost imply that don't worry about the normal applicants, just worry about these ones. And that's a stupid thing to say. No, you gotta be just as suspicious of everybody. So
anyone that works InfoSec long enough is bound to have some BDSM thing. It's not an industry that you stick around in if you don't enjoy a little bit of pain.
I love it. Fucking, that's a great way to put it.
I mean, it's fucking true.
It is. Oh, lordy. So, what else did they hack besides Okatot? They hacked like a bunch of shit.
Oh yeah. One of the most notable ones is Microsoft and how they released like source code for some slivers of source code that totaled a couple of gigabytes that had some really juicy morsels in them.
Oh, NVIDIA too. That's right. No stuff in chat wrote NVIDIA. Yeah, that's some crazy shit. Like NVIDIA's, I mean, if you think of the implications of hacking a company like NVIDIA, especially in this day and age where NVIDIA is just through the roof for demand, but also just the structure of their chips, the intellectual property, these children, literal children, I mean, 11 years old, that's a grade school, that's elementary school.
And when you're talking about places like NVIDIA, you can't really talk about that without talking about Avalanche Group. Like, with the old Xbox hacking days and them getting into Epic, getting access to some database that had all of the Unreal customers on there, getting access to Microsoft, getting access to a whole fucking bunch of people. Like, it became the whole scene of getting access for curiosity's sake has died for the most part, but there's still these niche groups that are kind of like true to the core, that's just curious fucking people.
Yeah, I think
by volume,
I think that it's
crime
been
has gotten
growing a lot lately, though.
Oh, lately for sure. Well, especially with all the hacktivism shit that's going on. Like right now, there's so many groups that are just taking off left and right. But for the most part, by volume, e-crime has grown so ridiculously much in the past 10 years that it eclipses the good old days that we're used to.
Yeah, agreed. And I don't know if that's a product of. Well, no, I do. I was gonna say maybe it's a product of reporting and just we're seeing the sexy news stories of financial loss, because that is what these news corporations care about, is money, and they don't care about the curious hacker, right? But no, I've seen it too. Like just a drop in curious hackers is there's just not a big scene of them, or there wasn't.
For right now, in terms of what Lapsus owned, is Ministry of Health in Brazil, Claro, the telecom company Impresa, some media publisher.
That's
They got
amazing.
Nvidia, they got Samsung, they got Vodafone, Mercado, they got Ubisoft, Microsoft, Okta. Like, ridiculous the amount of shit they get into.
Do you have an article or any information on how they were actually doing this, or was it just all through Okta?
A bunch of different shit. Like, for example, with Microsoft, yeah, they had access. They potentially had access through Okta. I can't remember, but essentially it was a mix of just good old social engineering and understanding what companies aren't doing right. Like, the basic IT hygiene shit that most infrastructures completely neglect is exactly what they targeted.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So they were just going after like the test environments and
test environments or developer accounts or password reuse, that kind of the low hanging fruit that everyone knows about but no one ever fucking touches. You know, the nice things in life.
I love it, and I mean it's always going to be there. It really is. I've been in the industry for too long now, over 20 years. Yes, I'm an old man. It hasn't changed in 20 years. It's not going to change. It's just not. I mean, in 50 years.
Things changed. The players changed. The background of the scene stays the same, but the players change. Right?
Yeah. But the vulnerabilities and shit, it's just, I don't see it changing. It can't. You think about, okay, well, how would this fundamentally change? There's just no way. There's always going to be a group of idiots that set up a company and have just greed in their heads and don't care about security. It's always going to happen. It is. And then people are going to trust them. And it's always just going to be a problem.
Job security, but then again, it does get redundant. You know, it's the same thing early on in my career. It's like, oh my God, being a pen tester is going to be the shit. I'm going to be able to apply the stuff that I picked up as a hobby when I was a kid and put it to work. And then after the nth report that goes at the bottom of the drawer, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is kind of trash. Let's just move on.
Yeah. Damn kids.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding. Good times. I love it. More power to them, and keep hacking the planet.
Hack the planet.
All right, let's go to FBI. I saw this one. I didn't actually read this yet, but I saw the headline, and it was good enough for me to click on. FBI foils cyber attack by Russian hackers by hijacking the same infrastructure Moscow's spies were using in order to stop a botnet in its tracks. This sounds interesting. Without going into the article yet, I'm going to guess the BGP hijacked or did something similar to hijack a C2.
You know, I think that would make a great fucking episode at some point, doing a BGP hijack lab for folks at home.
Yeah, I mean, so we have a buddy of the show that we had planned on doing it. We just shit happened. There was a tree and a fire and stuff. It got delayed, but
I mean, it's a great anniversary episode.
Yeah, right. So all right, let's take a look at this article. So the FBI wrestled control of thousands of routers and firewall appliances away from Russian military hackers by hijacking the same infrastructure Moscow's spies. Why do they keep referring to it like that? It's interesting. An unsealed redacted affidavit. Let's look at that. Fortunately, we were able to disrupt this botnet before it could be used. Okay, so it was malware called Cyclops Blink. I've never heard of this. Like, all this shit's new to me, but Sandworm is not. Like, Sandworm's notoriously the GRU. WatchGuard Technologies and Asus. Oh, great. So WatchGuard Technologies, I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's a router manufacturer, though.
WatchGuard? Yeah, it's a brand of next-gen firewalls.
Oh, you said next gen. Everybody take a drink.
Yep. Oh my god. I was recently on a call where a vendor was supposed to give us a deep dive into the implementation, and it turns out they fucked up and just brought some sales guy along. And we ended up deciding that it would be a great time to ask for a 5-minute break in the middle of his presentation, and I'll come back with a drink, and then just have a good old round of InfoSec bingo.
And who won the bingo?
We did, because we were trashed.
Love it. Yeah, the buzzwords of the year. Next gen, I think,
No
is...
self. Have a good one, man. Sorry, Dan, to cut you off. No self is jumping out. Just,
peace, no self. I hate that our time slot doesn't work for everybody, and we'll figure it out someday, maybe. But yeah, that sucks. But anyways, yeah. So two router manufacturers, Asus Tech obviously being the more concerning one in my opinion, just because I own one. I own a lot of
the ones
Asus.
that I fucked around the most with is Palo Alto, and they can do some fancy shit. Like they can do some really really fancy shit.
Were
WatchGuard
they one of the?
No. But I
targets?
was gonna say, like, in comparison to WatchGuard, WatchGuard is extremely limited in what they can do on the security end of things. They're essentially, the way that I see them, having interacted with Palo Alto for years and WatchGuard for years, you can think of WatchGuard as a sort of prettified OPN sense with some proprietary things that won't really get you across the finish line. Like the amount of times I've been able to sneak really basic DNS encoding past WatchGuard is fucking dumb.
Interesting. What did you say it runs on? You said a word.
No. Like it feels like a fancy OPN sense kind of thing.
That open sense. Do you think it could be open WRT?
On WatchGuard? No. It's not. They have their own proprietary OS.
Well, the reason I say that is because Asus Tech uses their own proprietary stuff, but it's actually just a rebranded
Open
version.
WRT under the hood, and they rebrand and recompile a couple of different things.
Yeah, I wonder if WatchGuard is doing the same thing, and that could explain there's probably a 0-day in that underlying system, if that's the case. I don't know if it is, but at any rate, so it's focusing on those two brands. One of my Asus routers, I definitely noticed would get owned every once in a while, and like there was no fucking way to fix it. It's so frustrating, dude. Like router firmware and updating it, dude, it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's kind of the same thing. This reminds me of I don't know if you remember the MikroTik O-Day where there was a huge campaign online to inject XMR miners in the internet accessible page of MikroTik, and then they would just kind of throw those as reference pointers in like ads and websites and shit like that. It was fucking great. And then you essentially just scan for the open external ports, and you would instantly see back in the header the XMR inject piece for JavaScript, and you'd know exactly which router was owned, to the point where, you know, banner grabbing off of Showdown would reveal, I think at its peak was close to 42,000 owned routers around the world. It was significant. It's this kind of shit that, you know, you can't have nice things in life. You just can't.
No. This is why we can't have nice things. Yeah, It's
Maybe
crazy,
the X has
crazy.
Cyclops Link.
What's that?
Maybe the X has Cyclops Link.
Yeah. Possibly. I don't know how to search VX actually. Is there a search engine for VX? I was actually just looking for the affidavit.
Oh yeah, okay.
I wanted to see if I could get that. Let's see if we can find it in the next 10 seconds. Google Foo. Alright, if I can't find it in one of these links, then we're not going to find it.
I got it.
You got the affidavit, really?
Yeah. What the fuck? There you go. I linked it on Discord.
I'll pull it up in 1 second, but this article is actually pretty good. It does say what was affected, and
yeah, 500,000 US based servers.
Yeah, here's all the model numbers. That's just for WatchGuard too. And
Cyclops Link was a replacement for another piece of sandworm design malware known as VPN filter. Researchers discovered it in 2018. Infecting 100,000 US-based routers made by Linksys, Microtech, Netgear, QNAP, TP-Link.
Dude, you remember that shit, right? Like,
that was nuts.
VPN filter was that thing that the FBI told the entire USA.
Yeah.
Reboot your router.
The sandworm server, and then they told everyone, "Hey, reboot your devices," and that dismantled the botnet.
Yeah, that's insanity. And I mean, like, the amount of people that actually saw the notice to reboot their fucking routers had to be minimal at best.
Oh yeah, and apparently Cyclops Link was Sandworm's attempt at regaining persistence over network devices.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't see much.
It was completely indiscriminate, according to some folks. And they had a concerted effort to target. In this case, they had no concerted effort to target particular devices. It was just whatever the fuck sticks. Throw as much shit at the wall as possible.
Interesting shit. Wow. So this all stemmed from in the matter of a search of a device IP address, and then it's blanked out. So they focused on one IP to break the case. Interesting. All right. So the Soho routers. All right. I wonder if it gives any nice juicy details in here of how it actually worked.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too, but I can dream. I can dream. What do you guys think in chat? Any insight into this? Anybody following this stuff? Or any other things that is on your mind? Give us a call. 1-424-242-2546. Haha, hacking. Yeah, I don't see much. Wait, hold on. That was interesting. So it used Tor as a C2.
Oh, that's true. Really interesting.
Yeah, okay. These based on my training protocols, a typical botnet, blah blah blah. FBI analysis of network traffic from the infected C2 devices and other sources revealed that the C2 devices appeared to be doing just that, communicating with one or more command servers or computers via Tor. The panel is controlled by sandworm actors, and then, oh, they doxed them. They have their names right here under the black. The C2 devices, in turn, would pass commands from the panel to the bots, and they would do their bidding. Based on the FBI's limited visibility through... I wonder what that says. The FBI identified 26 IP addresses associated with C2 devices. 13 in the United States, 13 overseas. Let's parse that for a second. As of March 17th, 2022, based on the FBI's limited visibility through something, they identified 26 IP addresses. That would imply that the FBI has some kind of tool that allows them to see Tor telemetry in like
my call would just be like Tor exit nodes, because they have their own little subset of nodes anyways. So
I mean, yeah, if they were exiting to IPv4, then yeah, that's an obvious one, right? But if it was a Tor circuit to Tor circuit, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
That's some scary shit.
Yep.
Alright. So it looks like they just found a random device that was close enough to their central office or whatever, and said, with the device owner's consent, the FBI analyzed the malware and developed a means of impersonating the panel, sending commands to the, to the malware and other C2 devices in the United States. This is all pertinent information because what they're establishing is that they did it all legally. It was all above board. Let's see.
I mean, it's Sandor when we're talking about at the end of the day, right? Like,
yeah, I know.
They're not going to give too much of a shit.
It's just funny, like the dual construction shit.
Yeah,
everywhere.
We're not the bad guys here. we don't do that.
I don't see. I'm just looking for anything else interesting in this affidavit. I love going through legal documents like this, and I totally encourage anybody else that's out there interested.
There's sometimes some really fucked up shit that they either didn't realize they should censor or like forgot to do everywhere in the document. Because if you can find some contextual evidence that's not properly redacted everywhere, that can be fun. There's a lot of fun stuff that you can find through these.
Yeah. I mean, even just the inference that we saw up there, that there's telemetry that the FBI has access to for Tor traffic is pretty...
Yeah, speaking of telemetry over Tor, there's Hydro that got taken down recently, right?
What happened?
Hydro Marketplace.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's take a look at that. We'll probably maybe wrap on that, but that's yet another. Was it an exit scam, or did they?
No, they got taken down. German authorities taken down the Hydra Marketplace, popular destination of the dark web for trading in happy fun times and services.
Oh, great. That's crazy. 1 second. I'm wondering why they're talking about WHOIS records here. If the victim's publicly available WHOIS records contain information... Oh, this is just... I swear, every FBI agent I've ever fucking seen writes like this. It's like they are injected with something that changes their DNA to make their hands write.
I mean,
a
they
certain
get
way.
PR training, right? Like they get some heavy doses of PR training.
You don't see any left-handed like scrawling. Shit. It's so funny. All right. Well, unfortunately, not too. Oh, there's actually a. Wait, hold on. Am I almost at the end? Okay, I am. Nothing there, sadly. I'm sure there's probably actually stuff you could, and I will. I'll file a Freedom of Information Act request on this to see if I can get some expanded information. Shouts to this company or place, Muck Rock. So if you ever want to file a Freedom of Information Act request, hey, you just do it right here and they'll do it for you. Pretty great. So FBI, so details regarding, hold on, I'm just doing this for demonstration. What do we have to refer to it as? Cyclops Blink. Cyclops Blink. And sand. Actually, no. And then you like FBI. It's like a really fucking badass like site. And the cool thing about this site, I'm not like plugging them or anything because I have to pay for it. Actually, it sucks. But if you want a FOIA done, let me know, and I'll actually do it for you because I'm paying like a pretty decent amount of money.
How many requests do you get? Because there's so much shit that I'd FOIA.
I think it's unlimited, but you have to pay for the output sometimes. Like, so if you FOIA something and it's 1,000,
if you FOIA something and they like have to compile stuff on their end, you have to repay for it. Yeah, okay.
But it's cheap. It's like real cheap. So like if you get something that's like the size of the Bible, they'll say something like, okay, well, we need 5 cents per hour worked on this or some shit like that. And you can actually state, and they guide you through the whole process. They say, actually, it looks like I have 20 monthly requests. So, whatever. But like, you can set your own price. Like you can say, I am willing to pay up to this amount. And then what the FOIA responder on the other end will do is they'll receive the request. They'll see it. They'll say, okay, this is what's needed. Okay, I can do up to this amount with that much money. Let me prepare that for them and send it to them. So they'll kind of just use the amount of money that you have offered and provide you with as much data as possible based on the sum agreed. It's kind of interesting.
That's not too bad. Yeah, it's cool.
I've gotten like, let me see if I have any interesting things that I've done lately. Look at all this shit. Your requests. So I did a bunch of requests for automated license plate readers in California. And it's under embargo right now, but apparently I need to do stuff on it I forgot about. Whoops. But let's take a look at FOIA stuff for a second. So I wrote this whole thing. I'm just kidding. I copied and pasted it. Mostly. But I was like, I want the names and agencies of anybody that shares ALPR license plate data. I want the aggregate number of detections, the hits, blah blah blah, 2018 to 2020, and I just kind of listed that there was it's already been done with all these police departments. They didn't have a problem doing it, so you shouldn't have a problem doing it. And sure enough, so you can see all these follow-ups from the Muckrock staff. They why? Oh, there it is. Okay, so they will follow up on it for you. You don't have to do shit. They'll follow up on it. They'll answer questions when the other staff have a problem with it and shit like that. Apparently this one's been going on for a while, so I actually have to like tickle Gilroy apparently. But this one I think came through. They did ask me some questions at first, but I responded and said, no, I want this. And they said, okay, well, here you go. And here's what it looks like. So the Reed statistic reports for the Boss 3 system. That looks interesting. So January 1st, total scans from their ALPR. That's the little cameras on top of their cars that are recording the license plates. 3,900 scans. Misreads, no. And they hit 4 license plates. That's in one day on January 4th.
God damn.
Yeah, these numbers get fucking nuts. And so I started digging even deeper, and I was like, hey, have any of you police agencies been contacting malls? Like, we have Westfield malls out here in California. And one very, in my opinion, disturbing feature, but a feature of the parking lots is you can go to a kiosk in the mall, type in your license plate, and it will remind you where you parked. Because they have ALPR readers in all their cameras, and there's a camera literally above almost every stall. It's actually every 4 stalls. And it's fucking nuts, dude. Like, and the worst part about it is I've heard, and I know they're doing it, and they're obfuscating it somehow, but they were using it during Trump days for Border Patrol to find people that were considered to be illegal immigrants or whatever the fuck.
That's fucked.
Yeah, dystopian nightmare shit, for sure. Interestingly, all police agencies denied anything to do with it. They were like, no, we do not do this. But now that I'm thinking about it, that makes sense. They didn't. It was the Border Patrol. So I have to file a federal one to do it. Anyways,
ice, baby.
If you guys want direct access to this stuff, it's not that expensive. I think it's like $40 a month, maybe, or some shit like that. But like, you get access to everything that everybody's been filing. So, the New Hampshire police budget. Yay! We can see that.
I've always wondered how much cops pay on hookers and blow.
Here it is, the report. Let's look at it. What is happening? Is it? Oh, I thought it was like taking pictures of cops' houses or something. I was like, what the fuck? Anyways, you get the point. It's a really great resource. Muckrock, much love to Muckrock. I will give them free promotion all day long because Fuck it. They rule. Anyways, I forget where we were going before that, but I think we were wrapping up.
Wrap up.
So
yes, sir.
I hope everybody had a good time. I know I did. Any last words before we take this sip of Kool-Aid that Jim prepared for us?
Jim prepares us the best Kool-Aid. That's the last words are drink Jim's Kool-Aid at all times.
Hell yeah. We're being goofy. But hope you enjoyed it. It's season 3. It's a little bit wonky with the timing. Shit's just hard lately. Honestly, it's hard. But we're trying, and we're going to be semi-regular. We're going to be doing the every other week, hopefully. We took last week off, or last segment off, because we were honoring St. Patrick's Day, and we totally weren't just fucking having problems. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
That's all, folks.
Lord. What do you think we got for next week? Shouts, by the way, to Sparkle Ops. I know you guys are missing Sparkle Ops, and we were missing them too. But you know, life comes first. This is a goofy ass podcast. We're not. Yeah.
We're not. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we should have the Sparkle again soon. When he's available, he'll tag for the next one. In any case, folks, take care. Hack the planet.
Hack the planet. And obviously, shut the fuck up and get a lawyer. Have a good one. Peace.
Peace.
Try to pull cookers on me, but they bouncing off my tummy, getting rid of some pounds.
Let's do Hacker War. We'll play it out with Hacker War.
Good idea.
Peace.
Basking in the glow of my LED television, hella pimping on these internets. I got a relevant mission. Since we got a problem with some rival borders, and we got a lot of laws that tell us they are on a quest to slaughter every bit of our operation. They can't copy, so they hating. So I'm keeping my methods close to the chest. I rock the knock on speed dial, case I got a social. Internal contacts at 8, taking tape mobile. Oh no, my aim designed off, checking to see if it's suspended or if it got reset and appended to the SNs.txt. The enemy is holding on their central server. If it isn't, I'll be golden. In the meantime, XOR found a demon that can co-wrote an exploit for. I must be dreaming, but we gotta find the offset. This distro's unlisted, so perhaps we cannot do this like some script kidding bitches. Hacker war. I'm engaged in the bit of a hacker war. Hacker war. My man is boyfriend, the size a bit fatter than yours. Hacker war. I'm engaged in the bit of a hacker war. Hacker war. The stakes are high when you're high and your money's the score. Sliding ain't my style, but if we need, I got my burner. And I can push this DID through my voice server. In the Philippines, get biblical like the Philistines. I hit the greens and get the crew lifted. Couple lines and I be tables, and I keep them out the sequel box. Hitting us from summits at our data center Equinix, grabbing hits and keeping clicks. Patty server blazing, running mathematics like an Asian. Max sockets up just for the occasion. In the meantime, I'll be raising Ida to disassemble all they progs. Maybe jump with Ollie like a skateboarding frog. Is debugger present? Not at all. Focus on the leader. Paste business docs, Adobe Reader, Google Docs. Tweet it from a 9-9. Cause I ratted all the RDP, stole the box accounts and free my aim from the Comdesk fraud. Who's the boss of the ball?